Welcome back to the Morning Blend. October is National Family History Month, and soon you're going to have the opportunity to take part in a special event that helps families preserve their stories for future generations.
Joining us now is personal historian Patricia Voell, it's Mary.
That works.
Voell, there we go, with Mark Krause, the president of Krause Funeral Homes, who will be hosting a special presentation called No Day Like Today. Thanks for being here, you guys.
Well, thank you for having us.
See you.
Yeah, so Molly said it's Family History Month. What does that mean? What is Family History Month?
Well, back in 2001, Congress passed a resolution making October Family History Month with the desire to bring families closer together, to help them gather and tell the stories that make families unique and special. And just to make it a special time for families.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing, you know, our grandparents, our ancestors have these wonderful stories about how things used to be and how they lived their lives and all those things. And it's about saving that, recording that, preserving it, so that, you know, you have a child that might look like their great-grandparent, or knowing their health history, or passing along recipes, right? Or having a scrapbook with photos, things like that, right?
Absolutely. You think about people, we're all about our experiences, what makes us who we are. And families are all about telling stories. You think about when we get together, we reminisce, we bring in those stories of the past, and that's what makes us a family and combines those things. In today's world, with all the technology and the electronics and iPads and texting, sometimes we just don't have those simple conversations to pass those stories along. So we want to gather those before they're lost to time.
It's so true. I think so many of us have had that person pass and feeling the regret of not having asked them the questions that we wish we had to know about their life, to pass them on. A lot of people don't think about coming and hanging out at a funeral home for fun, but you're hosting a really cool event. What got you involved with, as Krause Funeral Home, hosting this event?
Well, around the country, there's a group of funeral homes that have gotten together to put on an event to celebrate this month. The National Funeral Directors Association and the Foundation of Funeral Service have this initiative called Have the Talk of a Lifetime. And it's sitting down with your family and, again, gathering these stories before they're lost. So, and nothing is more important than gathering those stories now, because when it comes time to commemorate or celebrate a life, so often those things are just lost to time.
And at this event, you try to make it interactive. What are you going to be doing as part of the event next week on Thursday?
Well, part of my job I belong to a profession called personal historians. So we are a national industry that helps people capture, and you said it, Molly, capture and preserve, because so often the conversations happen, but we're not preserving them for that future generation, whatever that might be. But we talk a little bit about why storytelling is so important, and there are so many reasons why it's important, right? And then we get people to talk and to share them, especially as a family. So it's not just the individuals, but it's bringing people together as a family so people can hear. And there's such healing in that process. I think that's why Mark is also doing such a program, because there's such healing in sharing the stories.
Yeah, give us an example, because you actually have a game that you'll be sharing with people there.
Yes, we do. So, how do you get people to start having these conversations? How do you get families to start telling the stories? It's kind of a hard thing to initiate, but we have a deck of cards here, and I want one of you to take a card and read to me what the card says.
Okay. What made you laugh so hard you cried?
Oh, that's a good one.
That is a good one. Have you a family?
You should share that.
Oh, it has to be a family story?
Well, whatever.
Gosh.
Something about that would tell your story.
Think about it for a second.
Do you want me to do one?
Yeah,
this one comes to mind quickly. Yeah, so this one is, what is your most cherished childhood memory? And for me, I don't know if it's my most cherished, but one thing that really comes to mind is I always celebrated May Day, because my mom did that in her small little town community. They'd make like popcorn balls and drop it off at someone's door, and the idea was then you run away, and if someone catches you, they got to kiss you. But what I did every May Day is bring my mom flowers for May Day that I would pick out of our yard or whatever.
And you probably let her catch you too.
There you go.
But yeah, so it's fun to talk about their tradition of May Day and then kind of pass it on.
Laughing so hard I cried. I mean, there's so many. My dad was very funny. I don't know. I'm trying to think of ones that are appropriate to say on TV. But we used to have St. Patrick's Day parties. We still do in our hometown. And one of the things, we've got one family, and I think a lot of people do in small town, that has all the children. There's like 13 kids in the family, so the whole town is that family. And my dad one year came with a like a mosquito netting over his face, and he called it the kiddock protector to protect him from the family of all these children as a joke. And I remember when he showed up, we all were just like laughing hysterically because it was so good-natured and in good fun. And
you know, one of the things too in storytelling is that it's one story at a time, because when we ask people to tell us about their childhood, it's too big. It's too big of an ocean to jump into. So it's things like this that start you thinking, and then you start to build from there. And again, there's a deck of 52, but there's also so many questions for folks who might not get this. There's so many opportunities online that people can tap into to start the conversation.
And you're giving those decks of cards away?
People that come to the program, we have a deck of cards, so they can go back and start creating their family stories and writing them down.
I think it's so great that you're doing this in honor of Family History Month at Krause Funeral Homes. So here's what's going on. October, again, is National Family History Month. So in honor of that, you're doing this event, which is happening next Thursday, October 13th from 6:30 until 8 p.m. Mary will be there. You need to just RSVP at 262-432-8300, but a great interactive presentation on not just capturing but also preserving family memories to last into the next generation. KrauseFuneralHome.com is the website to visit. And is there a specific location or at multiple locations?
This is going to be at our Brookfield location, 21600 West Capitol Drive.
Perfect.
Thursday at 6:30.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thanks, you guys. We appreciate it.